OR token is not a security. The OR token is not a stock. It is a video game token and is used for in-game purchases in OR-supported websites, video games, and the ORForge NFT marketplace. No ownership guarantees a percentage of any ownership of OR Systems Inc., any video games, content, media productions, or other, until options are extended. OR Systems Inc. is a privately owned and operated organization that utilizes blockchain technologies and provides real-world value to the intrinsic video game currency. As such, please ensure you approach the OR token at your own discretion. No one involved in this video is a financial advisor.
What's up, guys?
What's up,
Hello.
guys?
What's up?
What up?
Busting out my. Eric gave me this like a while ago. Ooh. Ooh. For all those who don't know, sucks for you. But this is Voltron. Just saying. Ooh.
Voltron. Pretty classy.
What's up?
Eric said that to you?
Yeah. What did he send you? Cole?
He don't give me. He sent me nothing. Man.
See what happens when you're nice.
Wait a minute. I got Jimmy in a Escape from New York T-shirt, and I got Sean the classically trained arcade T-shirt.
You did.
Yes, sir.
But the problem is y'all ain't wearing it. Just saying.
I'm wearing the cruise I'm going on Sunday. 70,000
very
tons
nice.
of metal.
Look at that. Anyway.
Hey,
Thank you very
guys.
much, Warriors. It is episode 57. We got a special guest from Industry FinTech, Arthur Weisman. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right.
Weiss.
Can't wait to talk to him. But again, thank you for the billions watching now and the trillions that will be watching this when you wake up, when you arise from your slumber on the other side of the world. Thank you very much for hanging with us. Episode 57. That means 57 weeks we have been here for an hour. So that's 57 hours, give or take 10%, because sometimes we do stay long. And
the prep is an hour too, right? And Eric's coming at his undisclosed location again.
I know Eric's finally back. His computer's plugged in. He found out where the two cables were, plugged it in, and
no, he's on his phone.
Oh, wow.
He's on his phone.
Oh, he's on his phone.
How do you know, Jimmy? Maybe I'm on my computer. That's okay. Sean was giving me the walkthrough on. How did you say it, Sean? What was your
the technical troubleshooting?
Troubleshooting.
Anyway, so what's been going on, guys? What is past week's shenanigans?
Eric's still in his
shenanigans.
Past week's shenanigans involve working on Fight for the White House, which is out and available on both the App Store and Google Play Store currently.
Fight for the White House.
Hey, parody game, guys. You know, we don't take sides. We just want to have some fun and release some of the political tension that currently exists in the world. So
I like it.
Go pick yourself up a copy and play the old Mike Pence against Nancy Pelosi. Pretty good match.
There you go.
Pretty good match.
That's a battle for the ages.
Drop sidekicks.
Yeah.
Drop sidekick. I was doing
flying
that.
headbutts.
We had a little Grease Lightning songs. You're the one and I want. I think that was along. That played for a little bit. So
lots of good humor in the game. It's like I said, just a little levity to reduce the stress and tension in the world today and help you pass the time in the airport if you need it.
I'll be there.
Very cool.
Sunday.
I'm kind of upset. At that Jimmy and I can't. He's landing at 12:30 Monday morning, 12:30 a.m. Monday, and you're leaving at like 8. So that gives I'm an hour away from where he'll be, and I'm like, where am I going to find the time? I can't. Got to drive the kids to school.
And that time is for sleeping too for me. You know, I got to sleep.
Oh, well, that's true.
I do have a weird, what would you call it? Not a conspiracy theory, but imagine if Armando has been catfishing us this whole time and he doesn't really exist.
Ooh.
I mean, look at that, because Jimmy can prove it or disprove it right now, or not now, but Sunday. But I don't know. Let's see, man. Is Armando, is he real? Is he just a digital motion rendering? What are you real, Armando? Are you real?
Maybe I'm a Chat GPT.
You're a bot.
Produce.
He's a bot.
He's an avatar, and he's
bot. You sent, and look how realistic is. You sent this bot a shirt, and guess what? It's wearing the shirt.
Oh, that's true. All right,
it's kind of like an NFT
in the Matrix.
It's kind of like an NFT in Metaverse.
That AI, that AI is tight, dude. That AI is tight.
Yep.
I wanted to try it for the first time, but it was too busy. It was like, please try again later. Servers are capacity. I'm like, it's 12:30. People should be eating lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On another note, with a quick announcement, the staking pool whitelisting is underway. Should be finished up in the next day or two. So thanks for your patience with all the beta tests of the staking pool. And
hey, you're welcome.
You'll make an announcement. Yeah, and on the socials when it's done up and ready to go. In other shenanigans, it's been a busy and productive week for us, charting the next path that we're going to take here over at OR Systems. So we've been having a lot of outside discussions with potential partners going forward in the future. So we're getting excited.
Cool.
Tis exciting.
Yeah, it is. That little bit of chatter that I heard was pretty intense.
Yeah,
so
new games and stuff, and
Osiris
Protocol is getting a little facelift. Right?
Facelift.
Osiris getting a protocol. Well, it's getting a facelift, and it may change shape altogether in some way, shape, or form. But we're as veterans, we're kind of passionate about the project that we're working on now. We've contacted a few within the community to kind of float the idea, do a little market research on what we think is going to be a good tool going forward. We got some pretty big hopes for the game that we're working on now, and its potential uses going in the future. So more to follow on that one. Stay tuned. But we've been hard at work.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Man. I'm excited. I haven't talked to Nick or Jonah in like the longest time, so I know they're working hard.
Nick is in the dungeon hashing it out
as usual.
Man, literally.
He was on the NTD News not too long ago, huh?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was really cool.
I think CNBC also.
But
CNBC.
CNBC.
I didn't see that. I gotta look that up. CNBC.
Oh, we gotta get a link to that one.
I'll send you the link. Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, you saw that one?
Yeah, I got to see it. Yeah, it's funny because he's in his dungeon as always from that same vantage point, that same camera angle. You know.
Yeah,
he loves that dungeon down there,
man.
But you guys, I don't think have seen it in person. Jimmy and I have. It's wild, man. It is a sight to see. I'll just leave it at that.
Just, parts and ashes and.
Well, it's a maker's lab. Man.
Old cartridges.
His whole table tells a story of all those countless 22 hours of staying awake, working on God knows what every day. You know. Yep.
Jeez.
Hard work.
Yep. And he's like fresh for the fight too. You know. It's like, man, I've been up 48 hours, man, but I feel great.
Ready to go.
What were you doing? What were you doing? Coding. I was coding, and then I tore it all apart, and then I built it again. Coding. Like, oh my god.
Glad to have a rock star for a CTO for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Because I whenever I hear him and Jonah talk, I don't understand a word. So
they speak in code, pun intended.
Yeah, they're probably making fun of me, and I don't even know it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're always making fun of you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jimmy. And Jonah, we missed you, man. Wherever you're at.
Slack is ticking as we speak. So.
Yep.
Should be
nice. Ooh.
So Arthur, he's deep into the fintech world. I'm looking forward to the conversation. I think it's going to be
technology.
Fascinating. Fintech is such a big space.
Bridging the worlds of finance and technology. Says, okay, sounds like kind of what we want to do.
Yep.
Can I share a little something? Can I share a little sneak peek?
Share whatever you want.
Yeah, can you? Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'm going to share a little sneak peek. I hope.
Is this? Are we going to see who Armando really is? Is that what this is?
No,
unveiling?
No.
All right.
But just a little sneak peek of.
Oh wow!
What
is
that?
You got to be kidding me.
Nick's creating characters, huh?
That's a good.
Oh wow!
I really like the guy that's modeled after. That's a good looking dude.
The guy looks familiar. I just want to say.
Wait, is that Sean?
Oh man!
I'm just saying.
Yeah, codename Whiskey 4.
Whiskey 4.
Very nice. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing here because I think we have Arthur. Jimmy, can we go to a commercial break?
Yeah, well, let's do a little bit of that.
All right, we'll see you in a couple.
See you right back.
Okay, I'll do
Miralago.
It is a small world, people. We are live.
We are live, and we're back with
Arthur,
with a neighbor, Arthur Weisman, from Industry FinTech. How's it going today?
Going great. Thanks for having me today.
All right, sir.
Of course. Well, thank you for spending your time here with us. I know time is valuable, and I know the weather is good where you are because it was great today. Because we're literally neighbors. but anyway, if you would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself, your background that led and what led you into creating Industry FinTech?
Sure. My background is as both a technology expert as well as a financial services person, but I've mostly been an entrepreneur, and I spent the last probably close to 14, 15 years as an entrepreneur. And we created our company, Industry FinTech, which may sound boring to most people, but it really solves a lot of problems when we explain it, to just create a set of standards for the industry of private capital. Not a lot of people really appreciate what private capital is about, but it's really what fuels all the entrepreneur efforts and all the innovation in the US. And over $1.5 trillion a year is raised in private capital. Believe it or not, there really is no set of standards or industry protocols that everyone adopts. It's kind of just do your best to follow the regulations in any way you see fit. And that's why we created our business.
That makes sense then. Was there anything or anyone that actually influenced you to enter the FinTech segment?
What influenced me to start what we're doing now was being a frustrated entrepreneur, running around with ideas, trying to raise money from people. We knew we had great ideas, but it was so hard to raise money. And when I started to look at the industry, a couple of things jumped out. Never before in history has there been so much money available for, think of all these companies that you read in the news that are raising hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. And never before in history has there been so many people being entrepreneurial. And yet when you talk to anyone in the industry, all you heard was frustration that I have a great idea, but no one will give me any money. But yet they put all this money in these big companies that blow up. Why can't I get it? And we realized that the problem wasn't a sexier idea. The problem was it's just kind of scary to invest in someone you meet with an idea that may or may not work. So we decided, hey, let's create something that could make it easier to get both sides together, something that would provide a little bit of a sense of transparency, understanding, and trust. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to hear me go off on this, but I'm the biggest fan of the entrepreneurial spirit in America. I believe that all Americans have entrepreneurial DNA, that we're all descended from some immigrant, most of us, that is, from some immigrant at some point who woke up one day and made the biggest risk of, locking their door and going to a new country and not looking back. And we're all descended from them. So we are descendants of the biggest risk takers. And what our company is trying to do is help enable that spirit to stay alive, to at least make it easier for the capital that's available to kind of find those people and places that need it.
That's phenomenal. I mean, we're all country immigrants. At the end of the day, we all came from somewhere to get here. Yep. How do you? What I'm interested in, Arthur, is how do you make that process easier? How do you simplify that money raising process for small companies like WARRIORE?
Hey, I wish I could explain it in a sentence or two, but basically, we represent FinTech, right? So we're a financial services platform powered by technology. What we do, anyone could do, but you'd need lots and lots of people, lots and lots of years to develop your expertise, and you'd need, like systems that have been proven. So what we did was we built the technology first around just the way that normal people raise money. Our technology just really provides that sense of like transparency. So when an activity occurs or transaction occurs, such as an investor signs up or a distribution is made or a document is saved, it's all done in one place, fully encrypted to meet the federal regulations as well as state and all other type of private capital regulations in a way that all sides can see. If you've never done this before, it's kind of hard to really imagine that when a VC invests in a Silicon Valley startup and they decide to invest $100 million, that whole process happens with a couple of lawyers over some phone calls, emails. No one has any idea what's happening, and at the end, $100 million gets wired, and some documents show up in an email, and you just pray to God that it was all done correctly. And that's why only the biggest of the biggest places seem to get stuff, because they can afford all the lawyers.
That's really interesting. Is your database or whatever you use to manage the transactions, is that on a blockchain currently? Just out of curiosity.
So we built for security and regulatory requirements. We built the platform that's blockchain.
We got a stall.
We kind of got a stall on you there, Arthur. Sorry. Uh-oh.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we're in the same area. We're in the same vicinity. I'm wondering if we're...
Yeah. I think Arthur might be having a little connection problem on that end.
Yes.
I believe it's locked.
Sorry, am I back now?
Now
there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, you're back.
Sorry, you started to get into that, and then it just froze right
Oh,
up.
I was about to say, we live in a regulatory world that we live in. So we built our platform to be blockchain ready. We need to build our own private blockchain, but that is obviously something we're focusing on.
Have you considered what solution you're going to use? Just randomly?
We've had discussions. I just don't want to go out there and
it's okay.
For multiple reasons and kind of talk about what the infrastructure is going to be for security reasons.
No, I completely understand. You guys are named one of the country's fastest growing private companies. What have you been doing to get that type of recognition?
Well, first of all, we're like most great American entrepreneurial stories. We're almost 6 years old, and in the last couple of months, people have kind of noticed we even exist. So we've been running our business just by keeping it old school way. We found a handful of clients to start working with. We kept our costs down. We kept our heads down. We do a horrible job of marketing, horrible job of promotion, but that's okay because we're trying to solve a really big problem, and the big problems take a long time to solve, and we want to go very methodical. Because if we fail, if we blow up, life will go on, but we will not have accomplished the goal that we're trying to get to. So really, it's through a word of mouth networking and just kind of focusing on excellent customer service to keep our customers with us and to start to attract through word of mouth new customers.
So what would you say your most enjoyable opportunity with your clients is, and why?
Well, look, our clients are the people. Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it was just kind of freezing up there a little bit on us.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
It's all good.
Yeah, clients are people raising money for, what I consider great ideas. We have clients that raise money for real estate projects, which may sound very simple. We have clients that are raising money to start businesses. We have clients to raise money to create funds to invest in other companies that are going to be innovative. Really, what gets me excited, why I know I've worked for two global 500 companies. I no longer want to work for companies like that, because every day that I come in is another opportunity to kind of work with our clients who are in the front lines of doing fascinating, interesting, and hopefully innovative things.
Right.
So every day is interesting to me. It's kind of like it's like a new story every morning.
It is. I understand. Thank you.
What type of clients do you normally work with? What size of companies, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Good question.
Sure. So our whole platform was designed for the 98% of firms that are raising capital that can't afford to have a big infrastructure, a big back office. So really, most of our clients that we work with are focusing on private equity type assets. So whether it be sports or real estate or or other type of operating businesses. We have some clients that are doing technology and venture, and others that are doing interesting financing solutions. But at the end of the day, our clients aren't really measured by size of how much money they have or what they're doing. We really measure them by how big is their team. So our solution not only provides a set of standards, but we also
should be cut out again.
Yeah.
Let it download, let it catch up. Okay, I think it caught up.
Did you catch up? No, we're still out.
Really the size for us is like number of people in the team. So for those firms that don't have a dozen people in the back office, we're the solution for them.
Makes sense.
Got it. That does make sense. So what, I guess kind of a follow-up to that, what kind of makes the company you choose to support different or special? Is there any specialty that you guys kind of focus on, or is it kind of anything that looks interesting to you as a client?
So this is my personal belief. We only work with those firms that believe in the value of compliance. As boring as it sounds, it's boring to me. I'm a sales guy, business development guy. I'm about telling stories and growing things but at the end of the day, what we've realized is that when you start to work with those places that care about following the rules and see value in following the rules, they may or may not be successful in their business, but at the least that the people that are involved can sleep at night, feel comfortable that everything is operating as it should, and then hopefully the business model works. But if it doesn't, it wasn't because of anything nefarious or anything that people should be nervous about. So our one criteria, we don't care what industry people are in, we don't care how fast they want to go, how slow they want to go, whether they embrace technology, whether they're fearful, but you need to not only want to be compliant, but get excited about the value proposition that you can share to the outside world by being a compliant firm.
I think that's in today's world of you've seen the news, FTX, et cetera. There's a lot of compliance issues. I think that your company probably can help with a whole bunch along the way.
So it's funny. It's funny you brought that up, because we've been getting a lot of requests about our perspective on FTX, and who knows what would have happened. But the one thing's for sure, one of the problems that FTX had was they didn't follow the compliance rules they put in place. And they didn't follow the compliance rules they put in place because they were basically trying to police themselves. Our whole premise is that the entire industry needs a third party, an independent arbiter, someone that's not compensated by my boss likes me, or my God, we just went public and we're billionaires. That's not how our model works. We charge a flat fee each month. If someone makes billions, great. If they just make a little bit, great. We just charge the same flat fee. So therefore, we have no incentive, and we've eliminated incentives on our side to want to break rules. On top of that, our systems are designed for what I call a double level, double blind. So all corporate governance approvals has to go through two separate people inside the company and outside, and then the person who actually signs off on it or moves the money has to be someone else. You need at least 3, sometimes 4 people involved for even the simplest decision to, pay back, an expense report for $10. It sounds onerous, but at the end of the day, it almost eliminates the ability for bad actors to basically, act in ways like we've seen act. Again, I don't know what actually happened there, but one thing I know for sure is that it was another example of companies creating control systems and then policing themselves with those control systems and then turning around going, sorry, we thought it was going to be okay.
Checks and balances.
The fox guard in the hen house. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, Arthur. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about crypto and a few more questions we've got, reference startups, etc. So to the audience out there, stay tuned. We'll be back in just a couple seconds.
Sure.
Forge greatness, this is what you need. Next level marketplace with the NFT. Music, podcasts, movies, and more. Crypto games, take it to the next level for sure. Or system, If you buy the NFT, this is what you're missing. Or system, If you buy the NFT, this is what you're missing. To my movie makers and musicians, time to level up. Bring your content, even all my game developers. We got movie streaming, music streaming, so you wanna be in the mix. This ain't no big production company. Over 25,000 or users, yes indeed. Only charging 2.3% sales fee. Own all your music, all your games, own your future. Set your own terms. This is how you do it. You need or system. If you buy the NFT, this is what you're missing. Or system. If you buy the NFT, this is what you're missing. Let's go. Forge greatness. Woo.
All right, and we're back. Thank you, Warriors, for joining us. We're here with Arthur. If you're just joining us, we're here with Arthur from Industry FinTech. Please watch the beginning part of the segment for some interesting conversations that you may have missed. But anyway, going into a little crypto section here. So, do you follow or invest in a lot of crypto, Arthur?
Yes. So I think the joke right now is unfortunately yes. Do invest in crypto. Sounded great a year ago. I'm pretty sure a year from now it'll sound great again, but not right now.
This doesn't feel that way right now, right?
Yeah, it really doesn't, man. It was so exciting about a year ago. It really was.
Well, like the thing to remember around crypto is that, it's not, it's not crypto, T plus 1 year, T plus 2 years, where only a few people understand. It's become so mass adopted that it really is going to follow a lot of the same trends that we're seeing in stocks or bonds or other things that are easy for anyone to trade. And so it's not surprising to me that as you see bond interest rates start to drop in anticipation of the Fed stopping the raise of interest rates, that we're seeing risk assets, including crypto, start to perform well. So I like the crypto will come back. The weak ones will fall down and be no more. and the strong ones will get stronger. And we'll probably be talking about this again in 3 years. The next time crypto hits all new highs and starts to come off and goes through its cycle.
Yeah.
Hey Arthur, what's your feeling on blockchain for a compliance tool and cryptocurrency in general in the future? What are your feelings on that?
Sure, I'll give you my 2 cents. Look, blockchain was really designed around the concept of compliance. If you really think about what blockchain does and how it operates, I'm preaching to the choir here with you guys. But at the end of the day, from the belief of compliance, following rules, having transparency, easy to
losing you again.
Built around. Can you hear me yet?
Yeah, you're good.
Something better?
Better, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So blockchain is a technology embodiment of the concept of compliance. The challenge, I think, is that blockchain and crypto have become too closely tied. So because of it, blockchain and all the great things that it does still has a negative connotation, in the world of Wall Street and some other places, a fear of adoption. This will change as well, right? We've seen this model over and over again. Cryptocurrency is just a way for people to trade or store value. And we've seen that before, and that will not go away now because it's been mass adopted and it's hit its tipping point. But what I'm hoping, and you're hoping for everyone on this podcast webinar is that, that the concept of blockchain will supersede the kind of the activity around the cryptocurrency, meaning that the blockchain will become even more openly adopted in a trusted manner and be de-linked from its creation around cryptocurrency, because every single financial institution in the world, should be using blockchain. And we know that every single financial institution in the world is either currently looking to deploy or investigating or trying to hire someone to understand what this will mean. And once they start to adopt, then normal businesses will adopt and other transactions will occur. And, it's true, it may take 10 or 20 years, but the way in which all financial transactions and critical data is stored and retrieved and verified will forever be changed.
I think there's that stigma with blockchain and crypto, and if we've taken to referring to our blockchain implementation as a distributed ledger technology, which in fact that is a little more accurate, and I think it removes that stigma from the conversation. Most people, when you say blockchain, they think, oh, that's Bitcoin. Well, it's true, in some way, shape, and form, and that distributed ledger technology is part of it. But we find those conversations a lot, and I think we do a lot of evangelizing to that point to just say blockchain is so much more than just crypto. Right. It's good to hear other people, share the same thoughts as we do on that.
Do you have any particular experience working with any crypto startups?
So, again, we never.
Sorry, we cut you out again. Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. You're back.
Okay, thanks. We don't disclose the name of our clients, but we have worked with and are working with crypto companies and blockchain companies, distributed ledger, and it's the cutting edge of innovation.
For sure.
It's going to take time for people to adopt. But the thing I just wanted to add to your distributed ledger, explanation is that, I worked for a very large financial services industry. I also worked for a global telecommunications industry company. And at both of those companies, we maintained private databases storing critical amounts of PII, or personally identifiable information, about our clients, from social security numbers to bank accounts and amounts. And I got to tell you, while it was a centralized database, because I worked for global companies, we distributed that information across the world so that we did not have a single point of failure. And we spent billions of dollars in each of those companies to do it. Distributed ledger's been around forever, right? Because I was doing that stuff before anyone even knew what Bitcoin was. It's just incredible how the technology and the ability for people to adopt it in the outside world, not because I work at a company I'm forced to use it, is remarkable, and this will continue to accelerate its adoption level.
It's funny you should mention that in some of the blockchain training we're doing. They mentioned the Yap tribe in Micronesia, who is actually one of the first instances of distributed ledger type of technology. So it's thousands of years old, quite frankly. Yeah. But we consider it cutting edge nowadays because the concept is new in the technological world.
The concept is new, but also we're involving more and more people. So if anyone that knows about DARPA and the beginning of the internet, and this was a private network, and all of a sudden that opened up, and anyone with a router that wanted to build a node, because that was the world I came from, building global networks. This is just the next iteration of it. I mean, it's just, we got to, the industry needs some better marketing. I think that's really all that's needed right now.
Yeah, often we feel like we're just a little early to a lot of what we're doing on this side of town too. It's sure. A matter of the world catching up with the tech. That's Moore's law. Tech doubles itself every 18 months and becomes half as expensive. It's we've been subject to that since the abacus. So it's interesting. We're trying to be patient, but we really want to push that pedal down and get on with it here.
There were people that did say the World Wide Web would not catch on. So
you're bringing back the abacus. We're talking crypto.
Hey,
I feel like I was around for the abacus.
Whoa. So anyway,
I still have an abacus.
So Arthur, what are some of the industry trends for capital investment in fintech right now?
He might have locked up.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard my question then.
I don't think so either, because his face has not changed.
Yeah.
There he is. Okay, now he's back.
Oh. Okay.
There you
Yeah,
are.
I can hear you guys fine. Look, what we're seeing, capital is still driving towards innovation. Capital, has maybe slowed down a little bit because people have been nervous with the rising interest rates and the fear of the recession that's coming. But what we're seeing in fintech, and where where the money's going to, is what I would call fintech 2.0. So the first fintech version, in my opinion, was these apps or these I don't want to go to the bank anymore. Let me move that online. I don't want to use a credit card. Let me find a different way of making payments. That was all facilitated through, and by and large, the same concepts that are driven cryptocurrency and blockchain as well. That was just basically taking what we've always been doing in the real world and just moving it into our phone, moving it online, simplifying it, lowering costs. No different than Internet 1.0, which was, I don't want to go to the yellow pages anymore. Let me go on to the World Wide Web and find out the local store when their hours are or what they have in stock. Now what we're seeing in fintech, and this is kind of what we built our company around, and our technology platform is called Tribexa, just to kind of get a shout out for our technology platform and its branding. But what we're seeing now is not just taking a replacement for going to a bank branch or something as simple as that, but we're starting to see these technology platforms that are helping with the process and the transactions, and helping to even start to incorporate advanced model.
Oh no.
Froze up.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Am I there? Sorry.
Oh, there you go. Yep. There you go.
Yeah, I'm your worst guest. But my point is, these new fintech companies are not just saying it's now.
Oh man.
We got some.
All right. You losing me?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's all good. It happens.
Yeah, but it's the systems, the new fintech systems are helping to make decisions, not facilitate a simple transaction. And that's what we're starting to see. The algorithms, the processes, the controls, that's compliance. And that's where the money's going to.
All right.
Is there due to the economic downturn, are you seeing big changes in investment funds in your line?
A year ago, anyone who wanted to raise money for real estate or crypto or technology, just hang out a sign and tell the world what you're doing, and the money would come. now the same money is all out there. I mean, the money hasn't gone away. It's just more fear. And we're seeing, in my opinion, we're seeing almost like a lot of this capital starting to get backed up. So in a healthy economy, capital is constantly flowing, right? You invest in something, you buy something, that company hires someone or buys something, and the money keeps flowing around. I mean, that's just economics 101. But we're seeing some sort of stagnation, obviously. And it's not that there's economic issues, it's just the fear of these economic issues about to happen. And so I think that once there's some understanding of how long this will last, and once there's clarity and people
locked up.
Oh no.
He'll come back here shortly.
Yeah, he'll pop back in. It's little intermittent things he's getting.
Yeah.
Hey Jimmy, let's roll to a commercial real quick, and we'll pop back in. We'll get Arthur reset, and we'll finish up with his final thoughts.
Okay, let's
game.
I know.
It's always. And we're back, kids.
All right.
Hey, we're back with Mr. Arthur Weisman here. Arthur, please continue with your thoughts prior to us going to commercial.
Well, what I was trying to say is, like, FinTech 2.0, in my opinion, is transforming from FinTech 1.0, which was just facilitating financial transactions in a more efficient manner or providing easier access to information, to now where these systems are actually processing, making decisions, helping to employ compliance, utilizing AI, seems to be the hot thing now that has been in the news the last couple months. So that way we're actually making better decisions, right? So the first one was make any decision you want. We'll allow you to do it faster and cheaper. Now it's the systems helping to make better decisions, help to put up guardrails, stop people from making mistakes. So we're really excited because, again, all of this should facilitate easier, interactions across the fintech world. And so, what we're seeing with just private equity in general and capital, as I was saying, was that a lot of this money that should be in motion and going to deals and coming out of deals has been backed up. And the more and more that gets backed up, the capital, even though it's getting some good returns, maybe in the savings accounts, eventually needs to find higher returns. And that when that kind of dam is broken and that capital is unleashed, I would not be surprised that probably 2024 could be a banner year or a record year for capital investments across the board, from innovation, technology, biotech, private equity, just operating companies, IPOs, because just like we've seen before, when you take out a commission, a lot of capital that's supposed to be going places, it'll all come out at once. So it should be a pretty exciting year for 2024.
Are you seeing any particular segment that's kind of beating the trends right now?
Right now, everyone's risk averse. So anything that is risk averse, typically raising capital more on the debt side, raising capital to deploy as debt, is still very active. Equity is risk, right? And technology is the highest risk, but it's also the highest reward. So again, we're probably going to see another 3 to 6 months of cautiousness. But once this money starts going, I mean, talk about a fear of missing out. That's why it would not surprise me if you saw even other high risk, like the world we're talking about here, high risk assets such as cryptocurrencies, just have a phenomenal year in 2024. We're already starting to see a little bit of rally here on no other reason than interest rates dropping. That's the only reason that the worldwide crypto market is rallying, is because U.S. interest rates in the bond market are dropping slightly. Imagine what will happen when they truly drop by next year.
Well, I think, as we learned a lot from, the recent debacles with FTX and so on. And I think the the job that you're doing is so important to create that transparency and accountability world, kind of across the industry, that once that certainty weaves itself into normal business and regulation comes out for the crypto industry, that people are going to be willing to engage in a lot more sizable projects.
Oh, you're going to be totally amazed once more and more financial institutions and banks and insurance companies can start to adopt cryptocurrency without any regulatory issues in a way that's understandable. It's cheaper, faster, and better for them. They're going to absolutely want to, partake.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to look into your crystal ball.
Sure.
How do you think that the market finishes out kind of the year with the current trend? Given political turmoil, et cetera, how do you think we kind of finish out January to December?
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice.
I used to be a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor anymore. But look, let's just talk about stock markets because that's easier to understand. When, historically speaking, when an economy kind of it's acknowledged that you're in a recession. Once that happens, which still we're not there yet, but everyone agrees you're in the middle of a recession. That's usually when markets have bottomed and started to work their way up. It's not surprising to me that we're starting to see, the stock markets start to curve up and these crypto markets start to curve up a little bit. Like, I don't know what's going to happen in Ukraine. There's a lot of geopolitical issues. Yep. We don't know what's going to happen in other places, but it's quite clear that the Fed's, drastic actions in 2022 have kind of helped keep these price inflation in check. Whether it's the middle of this year, 2023, whether it's the end of 2023, I don't know. But if you're a fan of history and believe that history repeats itself, or at least rhymes, after you have one bad down year, which 2022 represented a rather down year, especially for the NASDAQ and technology stocks, you start to see strong bull markets come out of that. So again, I don't know if this year will be slightly higher, maybe flat, but if this is not the year 2023 where the markets start to rebound dramatically, it absolutely will be here in 2024 because the real issue that's been occurring was all this excess capital that was deployed because of COVID and these tax breaks and subsidies provided by the government, and that's working its way through the system and working its way out. And once it does, we'll be back to normal supply and demand, and we should start to see markets go well. Now, I don't think the markets are up 40% or 30%, like potentially you could get the NASDAQ, but it wouldn't surprise me to go back to these double digits returns that we've been seeing.
Interesting analysis for sure.
Interesting.
And I hope you're right. I hope
not financial advice.
Yeah. I hope that uptrend goes, from today to the rest of the year. Definitely like to see it.
Yeah.
Great guys.
So you have some interesting art on the wall behind you.
Yeah.
Oh,
is that a guitar?
Lighten it up. Well, what is that? We got a couple musicians here in the room, so they're.
So I live in the Miami area, but I'm actually in Austin in a hotel room right now. So that's the artwork you get.
Okay.
Never mind. I thought there was an interesting story or something.
Sure, we can make one up.
You can make one up. It's like Jimi Hendrix guitar pick.
I was about to say we have a lot of friends in where you are, and I'm like, I don't know that light fixture in that home.
That's funny. Nice. Interesting. You're just down the road from me. Should have came and had coffee. I'm down in San Antonio.
Okay, yeah. I'm just I didn't realize. I'm just following you guys around wherever you guys go.
I know. Shoot. Okay.
How do you find Austin as compared to your home down there in Miami?
Well, I mean, just let's touch next. I think back to talking about business and tech. I mean, Austin and Miami represent two of the fastest growing areas in the country, not just for population, but attracting young people, attracting technology. Obviously, the crypto kind of blew up some of what Miami was doing, but these cities, as well as Nashville and Charlotte and Phoenix and all these other fast growing areas, are really being reflective of millennials and pretty soon Gen Zs really coming into the marketplace, and they're entering into these technology and innovative businesses that are starting to locate themselves in cities like Austin and Miami. So while Austin and Miami are two totally different types of cities, totally different climates, when I talk to the people in both cities, they're the same, right? It's young people, attracted from somewhere else in the country for the sole purpose to do something better and interesting. And isn't that the kind of entrepreneur / American immigration story as well? So it's kind of neat,
We've seen a lot of exodus from, the tech central, center of the world out in Silicon Valley over here to Austin, for many reasons, obviously. But I like to think it's just because we're pretty friendly as Texans. But Austin is literally, I don't know, blown up. I don't have any statistics, but there is a very, very tech heavy presence in Austin. I think is driving that economy through the roof right now. We look forward to that continuing. We would appreciate it if you Californians would leave your prices over in California though, because we can't like our prices in Texas.
That's what the New Yorkers did to our Florida prices.
In Florida.
Jeez.
Absolutely. Wow. Great conversation, Arthur. We really appreciate you coming on tonight and dropping your knowledge bombs on us. We learned a lot. We look forward to future engagements with you.
Yep. Yeah. And Armando, I'll definitely connect with you. We should get together.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Well, sounds like all you have to do is walk across the street.
Literally. Well, there's a street here that you don't want to cross. It's called Loxahatchee. It's pretty dangerous where we are, just because there's gators and fast drivers. So,
not sure which is worse, actually. But
I think I would be a little more fearful of the gators. To be honest,
they stay away typically.
Yeah, we don't see those up here, though. You don't gotta understand that. You don't see nothing like that up here.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
We just have a gator and a python hanging out.
Hit by a car. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
With the traffic.
Hey, so once again, Arthur, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We really appreciate your insights into the fintech side, and did we drop a link down at the bottom there, gents?
The link is down below. Nice bio about everything. Absolutely. Everybody can read up.
Great. Thanks so much.
Any shout outs before you go? Is any shout outs you want to give out to the audience? Any special people you want to say hello to?
There's a ton, but I think I got a couple of my business partners, Joe Latona and Sandy Flitterman, who I'm not sure why the heck I'm the one on this thing, because the two of them really define cutting edge, fintech technology, and hopefully, maybe there's a time in the next couple of months you can have both of them on, because they can really dive into the specifics of the technology much better than I can.
Absolutely.
I was involuntarily volunteered to join you guys today, so I had a great time. So
you've been ordered for having me. Yeah, we'd love to have them on in the future. We'll be in touch, and we'll definitely find some time for those guys to come on and really dive deep into the tech side of it. Yeah. So thanks again, Arthur. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Thanks so much.
Cheers.
What does CBGB stand for?
Country Bluegrass Blues.
We have a band.
You're gonna want to crank it.
Not very country.
This club's gonna be different.
This band is Talking Heads.
We're Blondie.
We're the Ramones.
We're the Jet Boys.
Patti Smith Group.
Lou Reed.
I can't sleep on a mattress when bands are getting signed right and left. These kids have something to say. We really should listen.
Hey,
all right, and we're back. But look at that.
Hey, we have a fifth member of the band.
Oh,
what's up, y'all?
There's that, and the two behind him. Who is that? Look at his backdrop.
Man, I'm always coming in and dropping, a little bit of, some Easter egg, something that's going on out there.
I like it. I like the shirt. Husband, daddy, hero. Look at that.
Is the other guy Lucas?
Yeah, that would be Lucas over there, man.
That's Lucas. Yeah. You tell by the Kangol hat.
Yeah, man, doing some tests of the new high quality stuff that we're working on, and kind of the graphics wise. We got the new thing, is really kind of enhancing the experience and bringing more involvement into really kind of the experience that everybody gets out of not only gameplay but everything that we do. So as part of that test run, these two got to go through my
very nice
my forge, if you will.
I can't wait to see Eric.
Are they 20 years younger in these photos with the physique? Just
I don't know. I think that's the most accurate and most recent rendering of both.
Man, all I got to tell you, man, is like the scariest part is honestly, like when I create these, I have to clothe them. So you know,
God.
Do you look? Oh, gross. Oh no.
Keep it PG-13. Keep it PG-13.
Hey, you know, the camera might add 10 pounds, but the developer takes off 20.
That's right, man. You know, it's all about that Hollywood movie magic that goes on in the background.
Some mass. Look at that. Lucas even has like muscles by his legs, and you can see through his shirt, but it's not as. It's pretty crazy. You can see. Look at that detail.
I mean, here I'll show you one little tidbit.
Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah. So. This is one of the characters.
Travis Bickle?
One of the characters that we're working on, and you know, down to the skin pores, and things like that goes into
scarring.
You know, actually making
and the hair plugs,
the next gen characters.
It almost looks like Robert De Niro from Taxi Driver.
Man, I mean, we're going down to the level of animating individual strands of hair on this. In all honesty, so I'm pretty excited about what that next project really kind of starts looking like.
That looks amazing.
Cool. It's pretty damn cool.
It doesn't look too far off from a real photograph or video image of somebody. That's crazy.
You know, shout out to that Unity tech right there.
Yeah. You know, using all the new HDRP stuff through Unity. I mean, spending a lot of time digging through. I mean, basically looking into getting the person the measurements like you would have a suit made, so that we can actually represent characters inside of here. Some cool, cool gameplay stuff that we're working through. I don't want to give too much away, you know. I got to pop in here and keep some for me so that I can actually come in and you know, and drop these things. But you know, I always got to bring some cool, fun little news and pictures. Fun things going on with the war. Everybody wants to see pictures.
Hey, honestly, Nick, I'm actually surprised you shared as much as you did. So I'll take that as a gift.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
Hey, maybe we'll share villain version of Sean. Super villain version.
Wait, Sean has.
I thought that was the villain version.
He pretty much looks like a villain there with his shirt all unbuttoned.
Nah, man, that's actually a real picture from last Friday night, bro.
His collar's popped up too.
Sean's at the club.
What's going on?
Sean's been hitting the 4 a.m. bars. What's going on there?
I'm cool with that. Hey, what are the Easter egg you've been working on there? What about this whole fight for the White House thing?
Man, I mean, fight for that White House. Like we were on before, said we got picked up for 2022 political satire game of the year. That's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Honestly, it's just some fun. You get to play Mortal Kombat with political characters. You know, you know. Our benefit is that they become public image is when they go into public office. So you know the beauty of that. So it's characteristic style or a caricature style. So it's meant to be fun and lighthearted. But yeah, Google Play Store, Apple App Store. It's definitely one of those, you know, airport kind of, you know, sitting in the car games.
If we can only get one of them to play it.
That would be cool. I will throw another little tidbit out there. As we just did a little Android update. You can now do multiplayer against your friends on the Android version. We haven't pushed that over to the Apple iPhone version, so you can do online play now. So you can actually play other people. So that's kind of a cool new little add-in that we threw in on the Android update there.
Choose your poison.
Yep.
Blue, red, or purple.
So, maybe one of these times we'll have to jump on and we'll have to like actually
you can broadcast one of our screens.
Yeah, you know, show
a fight for the Warrior Hour.
Yeah, you know.
With
last man standing gets the last entire half hour.
I think that's a funny.
Going along with the easy kill Eric thing, what do you get if you're first out?
If you're first out, you have to be the engineer. You get Jimmy to be able to have the night off, and you become the engineer.
All right, there you go.
For my show.
He's got to do it on his phone though.
Hey man, I'm
undisclosed
working on it.
location.
We just moved in.
You've been there a month.
Apart and all over the place.
Dude,
all I can say is that I'm still excited that everybody is still hanging out. I still love that everybody comes and does these Warrior Hours, still checking out everything that we're doing and following us. I mean, the fact that we're still producing, still making stuff, it's been quite the road for the last year. So it's fun. There's ups, there's downs, there's lefts and rights in the whole mix of this.
Sometimes you sag when you should sag.
Yeah, man. There's it's been a wild ride, but still here, still making stuff, still having fun with this whole thing. More games coming, more stuff coming down the line. Always building, always striving for something cool, something fun, something new. I really do think that our next little pet project here will be a surprise to a lot of people. Not only on the quality, but the content, the focus, the intent, and everything that's going in it. A lot of blood, sweat, tears, a lot of love, all kinds of stuff going into this. So I'm pretty excited to see where we go in the next year.
Same.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
this one's coming from the heart.
There's no better way to even when we got started with this whole thing was, to do something awesome, to do something cool, something new. Our goal was to bring technology in, right? Being everybody on here is an engineer in their own right. Maybe not Eric, but most of us.
Come on, leave the guy alone.
Nah, I mean, everybody here is all about like the technical intricacies of everything that's going on and in tune with, all the lower layer stuff. And that's the foundational stuff that, takes that ability to, step back and go, we got stuff built, and then we get to actually go have conversations with people and they're like, oh, so what, what's your roadmap and everything? And we're like, well, we already hit these marks on the roadmap and we're on to the next biggest thing or the new build or whatever it is. And it's a cool place to be, making it through a year.
Yep.
And getting to, year two. I mean, there's a lot of an uphill battle, but every single one of us is putting every ounce into it. So
hey,
we're going to get there.
I want to share one personal thought. I remember where I was when I was on the phone with you, Nick, when you first you weren't really pitching me the idea, but you were just kind of going through the whole idea of OR system and what would have kind of been essentially the early stages of Osiris Protocol, kind of the story. And I just remember I probably looked like a complete dork if anybody saw me on the phone because I had this big grin on my face. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I want in. It just sounded exciting. And here we are, man. I'm here with my best friend Jimmy on the podcast with all you guys and Armando if he's not catfishing us.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. I appreciate being able to jump in the show and just have some fun. And
the door is always open, man.
Have you ever got a guest and you got something you really want to say? Jump right in and say it. Man.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you for all of your hard work over the last 57 shows. For the what is that? That's like 68 weeks. I mean, if we actually go back, it's probably like plus 90, maybe 100 weeks ago that we started this whole thing.
Yep, absolutely.
So still bumping along, still here, still talking, still out in front of this whole thing, good, bad, otherwise, still here every day, baby. So
yep, people think we left. You guys are still there. What are you talking about? Look, he's still here.
I'm still here. I said I was going to leave like 5 minutes ago, and I'm still here. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your show. Enjoy. Thank you for all your hard work. Warriors, thank you for all of your support and everything that you guys bring to the table for us. I really appreciate everything that you guys do to share, stories and grab, people and bring them over and invite them to be part of this. I appreciate everything that you guys do for us. So
awesome.
I'll see y'all later.
Cheers, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Look at that.
Right on.
We should have on that note. Damn it.
I gotta thank Armando, Sean, and Jimmy for carrying me the last 3 shows. Thank you guys, and Lucas.
All right, well, we only do it 3 times. 4th time is
no. I better have.
I'm just going to click the remove Eric from the call button here.
I'm gonna thank Armando.
I'm gonna go into my calendar, and I'm not gonna see that link for me to be a host in the show one day.
I'm going to thank Armando for taking over next week too, because I will not be here.
Guys. We talk during commercials. We do a lot of things differently.
Yeah,
because I don't know how to turn shit off.
You're gonna see Armando handle the show next week, and it's a little bit more.
Okay.
It's a little bit more on the cuff. It's a little bit, man. It's a little bit off the cuff. You're just gonna. I'm gonna be on a cruise.
We'll make it work.
Lucky.
Have fun, cruise.
Yeah, Jimmy, be safe on your travels.
I'll still be working.
You have a great show.
I'll still be working.
I was gonna say, you're going to be playing 2 shows on the ship, or 3, something like that.
2 shows.
2 shows.
So if you guys are in the Miami area and want to join on the 70,000 tons of metal Starship cruise, go join Jimmy. Sailing out of Miami.
All right, boys and girls.
With that being said, Warriors, to the billions and trillions watching, really appreciate you. 57 episodes, 58 next week. It's going to be 157 soon. In a blink of an eye, we'll still be here. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Lucas, even though you're not on here. I know you wanted to be. But
Nick,
thank you, Nick, for making a quick, for showing us some Easter eggs on the new project. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned for more. Peace out.
Introducing the Cool Wallet Pro, an enhanced hardware wallet the size of your credit card. It packs the most sophisticated cold storage technology inside, giving you full control of your digital assets whenever, wherever you need it. Cool Wallet Pro connects offline to only your mobile device within a 10-meter distance, and requires you to physically confirm every transaction on your Cool Wallet Pro after checking transaction details for optimal security. Cool Wallet Pro is designed for the professional crypto user who needs more than just superior security in a hardware wallet. You can plug in directly to the world of DeFi, DEXs, and other dApps, allowing you to earn easy passive income from staking and DeFi on the best crypto blockchains. Through our extensive marketplace, you can trade, sell, and buy directly from trusted third parties, all within the Cool Wallet app. While staying anonymous, retaining data privacy, and avoiding trust risks. With Cool Wallet Pro, the key to your future is in your hands.